Backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are Farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Good Monday, everybody. How is life treating you this weekend? For those out there who are at least gambling, should have treated you pretty good. Thought it was a pretty easy weekend. Then again, I also got lucky and did hedge Illinois and Iowa. Hit both of them playing against each other by half a point. Had Illinois money line.
Did you expect to win
Iowa
both?
plus 2.5.
Or no?
No. I didn't. I was covering. Well, see, the comeback on Illinois was from a 3-team parlay from earlier, and it was huge. And if I just lost all of it, I was going to cry. So I went and bet the risk on Illinois, and then Iowa, and then won it all. So it worked out, like I said, absolutely beautiful. It was a beautiful weekend in that aspect. But let me tell you something. Being a Tiger fan, glad I won some money because you might already hear me crying. And talking about the Tigers just makes me want to cry because after I watch, you watch the way Wichita State played. Did you see how they played this afternoon or the afternoon right after the Tiger game? Did you see how the Shockers went out there and just dominated? Like Wichita State, who the Memphis Tigers played obviously pretty damn good against them and gave a lot of people a whole lot of hope until they went to Houston and just laid that egg. And what I mean by laying the egg is turnover egg. I mean, they're the worst turnover team in the country. They turn the ball over more than anybody I've ever seen. It's just sad. But then the other part is we have to talk about this. And I'm going to do some studs, and I'm going to do some duds, and I'm going to do all that good stuff. But we have to start talking about this. You turn the ball over as much as you do, that is bad. Yes, they lost Wiseman. DJ Jeffries is injured. It makes a lot of things harder. But the turnovers are ridiculous. The other part is the fact you couldn't hit the broadside of the barn if you wanted to save your damn life is also stupid and ridiculous. What am I saying to you? I'm saying we got a team of a bunch of guys who supposedly could shoot. Boogie Ellis played 32 minutes, hit one field goal, and it was one of his 6 threes. 4 from 6 from free throw lane. He had a whole whopping 1 offensive rebound. He had 6 boards total, 2 assists, 2 steals. He had a turnover and a whopping 7 points in 32 minutes. I don't know what happened to Damian Ball. He had 1 point yesterday, 18 minutes. Glad he had a block and a couple rebounds because he also had a turnover. Was 1 for 2 from the free throw line. That's where he got his 1 point. And then Lester, another guy who's supposed to be able to stroke it, 2 for 7 from downtown. You know what the score was? 64-57. Think about it. They just hit 6 for 24 from downtown. That's ridiculous. And Boogie and oh, man, remember the beginning of Tyler Harris, all these guys. We had so many strokers, and you got Precious down low. Man, Lance Thomas is right now a better stroker than most. It's sad, and I have to say something that's going to kill me because y'all know my dog is named Penny. My favorite player in the world. It's a toss-up between E.P. Elliott Perry because I used to wear my socks all high, and that's my kid hero. You know what I mean? Like I was a little bit younger. Got to do a ball boy game or something way back in the day. I don't know. Grandmother did something nice for me, but I loved me some EP. And then when I saw Penny, it was like Elliott Perry was great. Don't get me wrong, but there was a different level that I saw with Penny Hardaway. Like I was like, dude, this guy is so tall, so athletic, can shoot, can dribble. Was just a maniac here at the University of Memphis. Left, went to the NBA, little Penny. We know about Orlando, Shaq, yada, yada. And then we also know about Penny as the person. And that's another thing that I've fallen in love with him as a human being. But we do have to talk about it. And at 1:30 today, Terry Davis, for the Tri-State Defender, who covers the Tigers, is going to come on. And I got to ask this question. And I want you at 67129 to think about this. as much respect as I have for Penny Hardaway, the man, the player, the person, helping out kids, like letting Alo live with him, like the things that he has done. And he's a great human being. So this, and again, and I love the man. So this hurts me to do. I don't even want to ever say a bad thing about him, to be honest with you. But if I have to be real, I have to be real. And the only thing I can say before I bring on Terry Davis is I want to put this out there. Not all coaches come in the same type of box. Not everybody has to be this type of guy. Football coaches, baseball coaches, basketball coaches. Like, look what Houston's doing with their small ball effect now. It looks horrible right now, but it's like, what, they lose 7 in a row? Oh, God. Four in a row. It just feels like these 4 they lost. Like, when you lose to the Knicks, isn't that like a 5 loss automatically?
And the Hornets.
5 loss for losing to the Knicks.
You lost to the Hornets, too. So it's just not great.
Yeah, they look really bad. So what I'm trying to say, though, is there are different strokes for all type of different folks, and I agree unequivocally with that. But I have never in my life seen anybody in 2 seasons never get above a 1 on the scale of emotion. You have got to talk to the officials. I don't give a damn. And again, as a young person, and I'm only going to use me as an example because I can only realistically use myself. And there's a guy, Ernie Bennett, that many people who listen to this show or live in this city, everybody probably who played baseball throughout the Tiger organization or is actually good back in my day knows Ernie Bennett. Like, if you had any skill, you probably met Ernie. Ernie might have been one of the most scary people on planet Earth. I'm being serious. He was bigger than everybody. He was older, but he was also, like I said, he was built. And Ernie would get up in your face and literally light you up if you needed it. But he was also a guy who would put his arm around you and give you a hug if you needed it. He would be there for you. He was just a really good human being. And again, I'm taking that to Penny because I obviously have a big love for Ernie Bennett. I have a love for Penny Hardaway. But what I'm trying to say is, at least I know that when Penny Hardaway is as great a person as he is, when he's on the court and he's playing basketball, he will let his emotion come out and might jump down an official's throat. Or what I'm trying to remind you with my story with Ernie is sometimes a kid doesn't need an arm around him or a quiet coach. And by the way, I only see him walk and talk to Mike Miller. I never see him talk to a player during a game. He doesn't talk to the officials, doesn't talk to the player. He just stands there with his arms. I'm sorry. I know you do the coaching, not during the game. BS. Young men have to be reminded what's going on. There's so much going on in the stands. There's so many things that are going. Heck, I'll never forget this as long as I live. The only grand slam that I ever hit, and I have to give this all to Ernie Bennett. They had the bases loaded at the end of the game. They walked the bases loaded. Bringing in a new pitcher, dude's just a strike thrower. He comes up to me and tells me first pitch is going to be a fastball right down the middle. Rip it. First pitch was fastball right down the middle. I took it. He walked down that third baseline and in front of everybody, grabbed me by my chest and basically lifted me up on my tippy toes and said, got all up in my business and was like, I told you. What did you say? You just jumped in my business. And he said, you know what's coming. Jump on it. Be a dog. And do you think that didn't play an effect? The very next pitch, I hit the ball out of the ballpark. It was a grand slam. If Ernie Bennett sat there with his arms closed, I bet I don't step back in the box and nearly attack the baseball like I did. I was looking dead red. He said he's going to throw a fastball. He said he's coming right down the middle. He's like, listen to me. I am your coach. I listened to him. We had a good effect. It ended up, we didn't even have to play the next game. We won that joint. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes a coach has to know the difference of when you put your arm around somebody and love them and when you jump up into their grill and get all up in their business, just like a parent. And I just don't think Penny's learned how to jump up in someone's grill.
Fair. I think that comes with development as a coach for sure as well. So we're going to have to keep our eye on that down the road here. But, of course, follow me As always, G_Kuhn, KUHN 71. I tweet out the show on our various platforms, Twitter, Periscope, all that jazz, our live stream. So as much as it pains Johnny today, we're going to have to talk a big dose of Tigers. We're going to have to get into it. At 1:30, we have Terry Davis coming on to discuss that from the Tri-State Defender.
Amen.
2 o'clock, straight no chaser. I'm going to ask John some questions that happened this weekend and see what he caught and what he didn't from the weekend. 2:30, of course, we have Hardwood. But right now we're going to open here on Studs and Duds.
And I got to say one quick thing. We don't get to do any of this without our wonderful sponsors, and everybody knows Chad Gatlin. If you don't, you haven't been to Memphis Farmers yet. I'm going to tell you right now, the man saves people money. He gives them great insurance. His personality is exactly what you want in your insurance agent. No, he ain't going to call you up and bother you. But dadgummit, when you need him, he is going to be there and get your car or your house or your belongings or whatever you have insured. He's going to be there for you. And again, he knows Memphis. He's born and bred Memphis man till he's dead. He's got the power of farmers. You know, we are farmers. Dun, 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 dun. But remember, you can go to memphisfarmers.com. You'll see Daniel Gatlin. You're in the right place. Call him, though, at 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. And guess what? Answer the phone, say, hey, what's up, Chad? And he'll know you got it for me because his friends call him Chad. Give him a call at 901-235-1176 or go to memphisfarmers.com. Let's do Studs and Duds.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. I think I have to start off with the biggest stud from the weekend, right? It's one person, and I don't think it's even close. Me. No, I'm just kidding. LeBron James. Holy cow. Friday night, I will tell you this. I thought that Milwaukee was going to go in there in the first quarter, especially the way that Giannis was giving it to him early. I was like, oh, damn. This could be a long night for the Lakers. No. Not so fast, my sir. No. Not so fast, me friends. Mr. LeBron James reminded you that at 35 years old, 17th season in the National Basketball Association, he's still better than you, the Greek Freak, and I'm also still better than you, Kawhi, because on Friday, he pimp-slapped the Milwaukee Bucks. And then that's what he did last night. 28, 7, and 9. That's right, 28, 7 and 9 all over the Clippers' face. 112-103 in a win last night. That was a big one. And by the way, directly involved in the last 13 points of the game of the Lakers, LeBron James. And by the way, he also scored or assisted on 19 of the final 27 fourth quarter points. Bam, my man was hot.
So, beating Giannis, he dropped 37, 8, and 7. Beating Kawhi and the Clippers, 28, 7, and 9. And also this weekend became the third player ever to score 34,000 points.
Wow.
And I know a lot of people think he shouldn't be involved in the MVP conversation with Giannis being as great as he has been this year, but he is making a strong case late.
Dude, you must literally read my mind. And I know I'm being dead serious. We purposely don't talk about things. Like, we know some of the things we're going to talk about. We outline the show, but it's so that, it's, what comes across with me and Gabe is sincere and real. And Gabe, I was getting ready to come right back at you and say, this weekend, because of the slow start, the way that you finish strong in the NBA, and that's what we remember is more towards the end. Yes, Giannis is doing something that nobody has done other than Wilt Chamberlain. I want you to think about that. That's hard to say. Wilt Chamberlain, he averaged 31.8 per points per game, also 13 rebounds and 5.5 assists. My man Giannis is averaging 29.6, just below my man Wilt. He's getting 13.7 rebounds per game. Same as Wilt. Can you believe that? And guess what? He's got almost 0.3 more assists per game than my man Wilt. So it is nasty with 5.8. So those are sick. But hey, Leonard's right behind him at 26.9 points per game. 7.4 rebounds. Huge separation there. 5 assists. Comes out, very similar, but there's a huge gap with the rebounds. And then I want to bring something up to you, and this is where I don't think there's a huge gap. This is where I think LeBron actually, if you pay attention, it might win. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. 25.7, okay? 25.7. So what does that mean? That means he averages 3.9. I'm talking about Giannis. Only 3.9 points more per game, right? Giannis, 13.7 rebounds per game. LeBron James, 7.8. Man. All right, there's a little difference. You almost got 5. You got 4.9. But this is where I say, damn. And this is why LeBron separates himself. 10.6 assists per game. Remember, LeBron James is a 260-pound, 6'9", full-grown man who's playing point guard for the Lakers, basically. This dude averages 10.6 assists, 7.8 rebounds, and 25.7 points. That is almost a triple-double. He starts getting a few more rebounds per game, gets that jump up a little bit higher. I'm sorry, and especially with the weekend, and if the Lakers, they end up having the number 1 spot, would you be more inclined to say Giannis over in the East, or would you be looking at your man, the King, LBJ, in his 17th season at 35 years old, still freaking it out?
It's close.
It
It's
is
close. It's
It is
very,
close.
very close. I think Giannis gets the edge right now, but if LeBron keeps doing what he's
After the
doing.
weekend, though, you don't think he just kind of like
Oh, he
slid
snuck back in there, but I
back
think
into
he's
like,
still behind
just
by a
little
tad
behind
bit.
him?
The Bucks still have a better record, and the Bucks are number one in
if
the
the
East.
Lakers finish first in the West, will we look at the record as much if they're both first? Because I do have,
Interesting question. I don't know.
As long as I feel like the Lakers finish first in the West, we will not talk about record nearly as much because they'll both be first place teams in the East and the West. But that is also interesting because you do have a Clippers team and that Denver Nuggets team that people are forgetting about. They are making a fast chase. Speaking of basketball, and when you talk about Kings, I don't usually do this because I don't know much about the women's game. I really just don't. But I do know greatness when I hear it. And when I read this, I almost fell over. Gabe, you won't believe these numbers. Gino, 137-0 in AAC play.
I knew that one.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you
UConn's
know what the
untouchable.
average? Hold on. Do you know what the average margin of victory is?
Probably around 20, 25 points.
40.
40?
40.
That'll do.
40 points. In 137 AAC games, their average margin of victory is actually 40.2 points.
I wasn't taking into account the Tulanes of the world and
Dude,
stuff
it's
like
still
that. But 40 points is ridiculous.
Points, homie. That is just, it's amazing. But this is why I also wanted to bring this up because you know that UConn, they're going to go 138-0 after they drop Cincinnati today for the AAC title game. But I want to ask you if you agree with Gino and LeBron, since I brought up LeBron. LeBron said he ain't playing if there ain't fans in the arena. I know he ain't being literal. He's trying to use his power to say, don't even think about it. NBA, don't overreact about the coronavirus. And here's what Gino said. And I really feel like he captured the moment perfectly. He said the AAC, as a precaution, sent out a memo and told teams not to shake hands after games. What? They have been banging and sweating up close, breathing on each other, personal as you can basically be for 2 straight hours, but it's the handshake that we're worried about. Perfect. I just love the absolute lunacy that y'all make your decisions with. Gino, can I just stand up and say, sir, I am with you. I hear all kinds of stupid stuff every day, and I just don't get it.
But I will say this. A DC priest has the coronavirus, and he offered communion and shook hands with more than 500 of his worshipers last week and on February 24th. So now all of the worshipers have been self-quarantined. So the coronavirus, as far as handshakes goes, I guess I see where they're coming from. But if they're not going to catch it from bumping up and
That's what I was
grinding
about
on
to
each
say.
other, then they ain't going to catch it from no handshake.
No offense, that's like sending a thing out to the red light district. Hey, ladies, I just want you to know, make sure you use protection because you might get pregnant from sex.
Quick stud.
What?
Quick stud to
Shocking.
two of my boys getting married this weekend. Former teammates Jake Elliott and Paxton Lynch, both getting married this weekend. Congrats to them and their wives.
That is very kind of you, by the way. I did not know that they're both getting married the same weekend.
Same day.
Same day?
Yep.
Oh, great. So how you make this decision?
I didn't. I had to stay back.
Oh,
So
smart man.
I don't know how the people that went made their decision,
That's
but they
tough.
had to pick, I guess.
That is a very, very tough one, man. Y'all can't have it on the same day. Also got to give out one more thing before I say, yo, what is up? Y'all know who Rory McIlroy is, right? Like, everybody knows Tiger. Everybody knows Rory, right? Like, he's up there.
Of course they do.
I thought they did. If I say, like, golf guy, shut up, kiss my butt, you're a loser, like, and you're annoying me, is that too much of a, like, am I calling him too big of a dud? Like, because this weekend, I was watching Twitter and reading so, like, it just happened. I wasn't watching golf, but I was also, the dude was freaking out over on the corner, so I started going, what's up? And he's like, damn, I got Rory, and he's just blowing it. I don't know about y'all, but have you ever played golf? It's a pretty tough game, dude. You know, like, you can hit the ball, you can think you hit a perfect shot, and it not land perfectly, or you can hit a bad one, and it end up being right by the dadgum hole. Who knows? But my man did finish tied for 5th, okay, in a very tough tournament. He made himself $330,000. How is it that this guy, by the way, I believe he's going to be a Hall of Famer, don't you?
I would assume so. I really would.
Okay, I thought so too. So did you hear about the guy who actually had to leave because he came so unhinged after Rory's first 9 at the Arnold Palmer?
Did not hear about this.
Yes, they had to escort a man off the thing because he was losing it so bad and screaming about how big of a loser that Rory was. And
because of a lost bet.
I was getting ready to tell you this.
Relax.
How much? No. Nobody, there's not, in the article, not one mention of bet, but I wanted to tell you this. Do you think he's just some crazy Irish fan? Or do you think there was some money involved?
There is most definitely money involved with that one.
And the last thing I want to say is, since the money involved situation, we saw it with golf this weekend. Well, most people didn't see it, but now they're hearing about it because not that many people actually watch the golf. Their ratings are so bad, it's hilarious. But before I get on to other stuff like Tom and Dak, and we got TD coming next, because we're really going to talk about Penny, I do want to ask if we can see this in golf happening. And they're kind of like tapered off, and they try to keep it with the fans close. Do you ever see anything crazy happening more in a basketball game as close as they are now that they're allowing all this wagering? Because I don't necessarily see it happening in a pro one, because they might go out there and just something like,
the NBA,
LeBron might whip you.
The NBA has already had issues with the closeness of fans and them yelling.
They had, but I'm saying
guys.
we hadn't added the money factor of like, hey, I just lost $10,000 because this idiot missed a free throw. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you think there's anything that now the Rift could go to that, and we almost have to put like something around the basketball court?
I imagine. Here's what I think. I imagine some of those people sitting courtside have wagers on the game. Okay, I would imagine.
I would too, but usually if they're sitting courtside, you're probably rich enough.
They're probably not worried about that
$1,000
$1,000 wager they put.
But the guy, because this is what I didn't even know this. Do you know how many people end up showing up at like at a golf tournament? By the way. Like, this is one of the bigger ones, and they said that there's like over 300,000 people. So it's not like you can vet every single one of them. You know what I mean? So I could see it being a little bit different, but it is wild. I just wanted to mention it because I love to place a wager. I also love talking basketball with Terry Davis. That's next on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
The word is out about R&R on Sports, where you've heard interviews from
Ken Griffith Jr., Dr. J, Hank Aaron, and many, many more.
right here, R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m., Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Don't miss it.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Mid-South Power Distributors is your source for all things diesel. Their newly renovated drive-in repair shop is open to the public. Whether it'll be your everyday driver, farm equipment, fleet vehicle, or heavy-duty truck, their ASE-certified technicians will get you back on the road. The on-site dyno is ready to run all the necessary diagnostic testing. From preventative maintenance to complete overhauls, Mid-South Power can handle it all. Stop in today at 3288 Mill Branch Road or call 901-396-0710 and online at mid-southpower.com.
The construction reduction event is on at Wolf Chase Honda. Exciting changes are in the works and inventory must be reduced. Get the best deals right now on all remaining 2019 Hondas while they last. Every new car, every certified, every used car, price to go. Get pre-approved now at wolfchasehonda.com. Wolf Chase Honda is expanding and our prices are dropping. Don't miss these savings. Act now. This huge construction reduction event ends soon.
For the best lineup of quality, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive vehicles, get to Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan. Over 1,000 new certified and pre-owned vehicles in one great location. Catch the savings now during our huge model year-end sales event. Score an amazing deal at Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan and get to the game in style at Germantown Road and Highway 64. Family-owned since 1981.
I have to go to the gym and untangle my headphones while warming up on the treadmill. And I'll finally untangle them 4 miles later, at which point I'm going to be real tired. Oh, yeah!
Motorcycles make everything exciting. And when Geico makes it easy to switch and save on motorcycle insurance, it's even more exciting.
And once I put my headphones in, I realize my phone's dead. Then I get to run in silence.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar? Your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here!
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
We are farmers. Yeah, you know my man Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. I hope you know my man Terry Davis. He's about to join us to talk a little Tigers. He's at the Tri-State Defender. Go to TSDMemphis.com. Bing, bang, boom. You know where you're at, and you know who I am, I hope. I am Johnny Radio with Sports 56 Happy Hour. You also know Gabe Kuhn. Also give him a follow. That way you can get the Twitter feed and everything, because you know Sports 56 WHBQ is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and YouTube. And at G_Kuhn71 is the first place to get all the information from middays and Happy Hour. Drew Barrett's going to have Sports Time, and my man Zach's going to have Sports 56 Mornings. Now, right before I get to Terry, I have to say something that made me laugh. Two things. One, hey, John, I bet there ain't no strip club patrons worried about no dead-gum coronavirus. Very well taken, sir. Very well taken. I have to say you're probably right. And then another one came out and said this. And this is great, and I had to look it up because I didn't believe it. Did you know that drinking scotch every day, if you drink it in moderation, is actually good for you?
Define moderation.
Like three 1 ounce drinks a day. So that would be 3 ounces of 3 ounces.
You know what they say?
alcohol.
Red wine too is good for you.
But hold on, I never knew like hard liquor could be good for you. But you want to know the funny thing is? Did you know if you drank the same amount of Fireball, it'd kill you because of the sugar content and all this stuff? But anyway, this is some of the funny stuff I'll get into with a little bit of Hardwood. I got some other great stories. We have Straight No Chaser, but it is time to talk about Memphis. My man Terry Davis knows this team like the back of his hand. He's watched every dead gum game and been with them forever. TD, how's life?
Man, life is great. How's it going on your end?
Man, you know what, dude? I am fine. I am living. I'm blessed. But I do have to ask you about a certain thing that hurts me to ask. And it's hard to ask, by the way, because Penny, my dog is named Penny. Again, I told this in the first segment, my 2 favorite players ever that wore a Tiger uniform that I was fortunate enough to watch was Elliot Perry and then Penny Hardaway. And I loved EP, and I said nobody would ever be my favorite over EP. But when Penny got there was just, I never saw anybody like him. You know what I mean? He was just special, and he's also a special human being. I want to preface that. He is as nice a human being as you will ever meet. He loves young people. He treats people good. He's a great guy. But I have to ask you this. Don't you at some point, if you're going to be a coach, yes, you need to put your arm around somebody, but sometimes don't you need to put your foot up their keister, if you know what I'm saying?
But he does do that. He just don't do that, to derate them. It's like sometimes you don't have to have kids' gloves on people because you don't want what happened last year with Stephen Davenport. When he went over in Davenport, he went back in the shell. But, Penny does get in those guys' butt. And Mike get in those guys' butt. And Cody Topper get in those guys' butt.
It's just they don't do it ever during the game. And that's what I'm saying is they play to win the game. And, again, I gave a story of you're a young person. You got millions of things going in the stands to keep your head together and also to keep the officials like I watch coaches go crazy. And, again, there's different strokes for all different folks. But when I have 87 turnovers, 78 turnovers, 66 turnovers, 56 turnovers, 45 turnovers, 45 turnovers, 45 turnovers, 35, 33, 21, 19, 12. And those are all people, by the way, who have played at least, and this is sad because 12 turnovers and, man, that's only 169 minutes. And that's the lowest of them all. But what I'm saying is when you have 510 turnovers, that's dead last in the country. You have got to maybe undo your arms and say, what the hell are you doing?
But the turnover is not the reason they lost that game last week. The reason they lost the game.
Oh, I know, because they can't shoot because we have we were sold a bill of goods. Boogie couldn't hit the broad side of the board. If they could shoot, they win that game. I mean, I want to remind you, Boogie Ellis, this guy was supposed to be a good shooter, correct? I mean, at least that's what I was told. How 32 minutes? Do you know how many? I mean, do you know how many points he scored?
Oh, I know how many he scored.
I'm just saying, how is that? Like that's what I'm talking. I'm not trying to I'm not trying. This is hard for me to do, and that's why I need at least a little bit of help. I don't want to sound like just a complete a-hole, but I just feel like there is talent on this team, and if there is talent on this team, you have got to get it out of them. And I'm just wondering how come it is that Damian Ball hasn't lived up. Precious. I mean, he has been the one guy who has been by far head and shoulders above everybody else and the best. But the position that you played, your guards are turning the ball over like it's going out of style. And again, these guys who supposedly can shoot the ball, they're one of the worst shooting teams in the country. I mean, they can't shoot to save their deadgum life. I mean, it was embarrassing. Watch air balls from three-pointers and I mean, it just was a bad shooting night. And then also crash the boards every once in a while. I mean, I know that, you're going to give up more, rebounds to the other team because that's what they do. They crash the boards. But have you ever thought about, crashing the boards? Did you see how many offensive rebounds that Houston got yesterday? Yes,
sir. And that's one of the things Penny's been crying to them all year long. Crash the boards, take care of the ball. But they just go out and make bubblehead mistakes on them. face it. And my thing is, even in spite of all of that right there, if they had stopped Grimes in a 5-minute span, he scored all his points in a 5-minute span. You know, couple threes back to back. If they had stopped him there, or even matched him at that time, they would have came out there with a victory. You know, so in spite of all the turnovers, in spite of all the being out rebounded, if they could have just tightened their defense up for another 3 or 4 minutes, they would have won the game. Period.
Mm-hmm. And I guess you know where my frustration is and you have to understand. I felt like when I watched that game, look, I'll give Quentin Grimes, I'll give Fabian White Jr. These guys are good. That's why I mean this is a good basketball team. But I am trying to say, like, when I look over at this deadgum team and I look at this Memphis team, I feel like when you got a Precious Achiuwa and a Lester Quinones and you got a Alo and a Tyler Harris who are coming back for their sophomore season, and then you got, you know, Damian Ball and Boogie Ellis and all these guys that are supposed to be able to do something, I'm like, well, they're going to score. I mean, 57 points. 57 points. That is that's atrocious. That is so bad. I don't even know what to say. When you shoot 36% from the field, 25% from three-point land, that's just a nightmare.
How many points did they score in Memphis?
Say that.
60.
No. How many points did they score in Memphis? Oh, yeah. No, but this is what I'm saying is, why is it that a team who started the season scoring, and I know they lost, but they scored 74 against Oregon, and they still had 87. It's not the same team, but they haven't gotten any better. And yes, they lost Wiseman and they lost, you know, Jeffries. But again, you would think that maybe the turnovers would have come down. To have 510 turnovers, that is ridiculous.
But if you look at the points off turnovers, now they only gave up 18 points off turnovers. So the turnovers didn't kill them yesterday. Only thing that did, it took away your offensive opportunity. It wasn't the turnover that killed you yesterday. You know, that's a nice, easy excuse to use. Their problem.
Well, if you're third in the country in defensive rating,
right?
But you're dead last in turnovers, don't it has to be something? And doesn't that kind of point to turnovers?
No, not necessarily, because the most important stat is points off turnovers. You can turn the ball over 100 times a game, but
okay, they're ranked 143rd in points off of turnovers. 143rd. Right. That's pretty damn bad.
That's bad, but it's still not the worst in the country. And
you're right. It's not the worst in the country. You're right, because their defense is third in the country.
Exactly. You know, you can't have it both ways. You can't have a perfect team. You're not going to.
I know you're not going to have a perfect team, but I can tell you, if I have a guard-heavy team, I sure as heck better have less turnovers, and I need to shoot better than what they're shooting. And I guess that's where the frustration lies.
And if you have a guard-heavy team, you're also going to give up on offensive rebounds and rebounding, which they do on a regular basis because they guard it. You know, so you can't have it both ways. You know, when you go guard heavy, you sure enough, you should not have a lot of turnovers, but you shouldn't also be giving up a lot of rebounds. One of the two got to give. Either you got to crash the board, put the ball in the man, or not do turnovers. Mm-hmm. A lot of the turnovers they did yesterday were silly turnovers. Yeah. A lot of the turnovers didn't hurt them because they turned the ball over on the offensive side. I think they only gave up one breakaway free layup, and they came back and defended that and broke that up. You know, so the turnovers wasn't a problem yesterday. You know, that's an easy excuse for them, but you know, if you play Houston again on a neutral court, I think you got a good chance of beating them.
I do too, because I also think though eventually like this team is going to get back to making some dang shots. Like that's I think also one of the things that as a fan watching them, that is frustrating as all get out. When you are watching a game,
you got to give Houston credit too, because Houston is one of the best teams in defense.
They are good. They are very good, and I will give Houston that credit. I will. But man, they just it's just. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I guess you know what I'm basically going to tell you right now. I am so disappointed with all of the pomp and circumstance, and then what I saw at the beginning of the year. And I mean, Boogie Ellis, Damian Ball, Alo, Tyler Harris, Lester Quinones. We didn't have the ball enough to go around for all these great supposed 3-point shooters and guys who can handle the ball and dish it, and they're going to get up and down the court and they're going to play nasty defense and you know, I just thought it was going to be that special year. But then to see that this team can't when they actually shoot. Now, they can play defense. They will D up on you like nobody's business, and that is something I'm proud of. That is effort. But it's like they are all, it seems like, outside of Precious, who the heck is doing any scoring?
And that's the problem. And you hit the nail right on the head. They
Bam!
have no consistent number 2, number 3 scorer because Precious has been consistent. You know, they have 4 or 5 guys that can score on a regular basis. Tyler, you know, Boogie, you know, Lester, Alo, even inside with Dandridge. But they are not consistent, and that in order for this team to make a run in American, they have to have secondary and third level consistent scoring other than Precious, and that's the biggest problem, and that's what Penn has been trying to get out of them all year long. There is no consistent scoring on the second level.
And that just is heartbreaking because when you're right, when you look at the way they play defense, I mean, this team is so damn good defensively, they should be like, I feel like they should be ranked. I think they should be better than they're at. But I also thought that they would be able, you know, I mean, what was it? Was it 2 air balls that Boogie shot yesterday?
It was 2 air balls. Lance had 1 and Precious had 1. They had 4 air balls.
4 air balls. Wow. Right. That is just that's something I guess I did not expect from this Tiger team at all. Like I was joking around, like going, how many times do you think this team's going to drop 90 or hit 100, man? The way the season started, and now it's like they can't get to 60. You're like, damn.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like I said, hopefully if they do what they need to do, they'll beat East Carolina. Then the second round they play Tulsa. I think they'll beat Tulsa. Then they get to the third round. I keep telling people, if you look at the first 4 out today, you know who's in that list, and most everyone holds. You know, if they had won that game, Penn would have been a prophet, and they would have been in the tournament. You know, Tulsa was from being in on the way side of the bubble too, but behind Memphis. If Memphis wins 2 games. And if Memphis win 2 games,
they're going to beat. They're going to beat East Carolina, and they're going to beat Tulsa. Don't you believe that they would have to drop the winner between Houston and the SMU Temple game? You don't think they don't need 3?
If they win 3 games, they're guaranteed to get in. And they won't be playing in Dayton.
I feel a lot better than playing Cincinnati and Wichita State for some reason. I don't know why.
It doesn't matter. I think no matter who you play, you've beaten everybody this year except Tulsa because you hadn't played both once. So you have confidence.
You owe them a little bit, if you know what I'm saying. You owe Tulsa.
If you look at the RPI in the palm, Memphis has climbed all the way up to 58.
Wow.
They've climbed all the way up to 58. If you can win 3 games, you're gonna get to the magic number of getting in the 40s. If you get in the 40s, you don't have to work. You don't have to worry about anything. And all this confusion and looking forward to what they got to do next year, or worrying about the NCAA penalties, or who's on the recruiting class. Just sit back and enjoy for the next 2 weeks, and don't worry about none of that stuff. And just enjoy the game and cheer for the game.
You should be a shrink, bro. Like, you've calmed me down a lot, bro. I was losing my mind. You've literally, whoa, you are right. They beat East Carolina. We know we're going to drop them like a bad habit. Tulsa, we owe them a butt whipping, if you know what I'm saying. And again, if they could have hit the broadside of a damn barn yesterday, they played the defense they needed to play. They just couldn't score.
Correct.
I like it.
Correct.
I like it.
And that's on a neutral court. When you're on a neutral court, and you know, even though it's a neutral court, Memphis has a big following in Dallas.
Yep.
Memphis and Wichita State gonna have the most fans down in Fort Worth. So it's gonna feel like a home game down there. So basically, you will be playing the FedEx Forum East out there. You're gonna have 5,000 Tiger fans out there, and the longer they go, the more Tiger fans go there. So by Saturday, if they are fortunate enough to meet there and beat Houston, it would be just like playing at the FedEx Forum, and Memphis will have the ultimate advantage over that.
Weird thing I'm going to ask you here, but I like it. I was wondering what you think. They're the last game Thursday, March 12th. They'll probably go tip about 10:45, 11 o'clock at night almost on the East Coast. The quarterfinals, the game is also – or no, they play in I think they're in Game 7. That's right. And they would be at 7:30 p.m. Are you one of those guys that thinks that they're better at night?
I think they're both the late games. If I'm not mistaken,
they are. They're both late games. What I'm saying is I like that. I was wondering what people thought. Do you think that you get the better team at night or early in the day? Because I feel like you get the best Tiger team in the evening.
I think you get a better Tiger team in the evening, but the biggest thing about them is how they're going to get their recovery in. Because you know, if you do win all those games, because I think the game on Saturday is like a 3:30 game.
Yeah, 3 or 5:30.
Early. Mm-hmm. Right, and just like when you play those type games like that, you got to do the ice baths, and you got to do all the other stuff to get your body back in shape. I don't know if they got the facilities down there, because when they're at their home, they have it here, but I don't know what they got there to get them back in shape. And that's what they need to do, because Penny going to put those guys on lockdown.
So you believe 2 wins and they're in, as long as they have a good performance in Game 3, but 3 wins you're guaranteeing, right?
2 wins would help you in, 3 wins guaranteed.
I love it. I love it. TD, Terry Davis. Check him out at Terry D515. By the way, just so you know, wish him a birthday on 515. That's his birthday. Hey, Terry D, I love you so much. Check out the Tri-State Defender. That's tsdmemphis.com. Pick it up on Thursday and have a wonderful week. I will be seeing you. When you hitting the road?
I'm hitting it Thursday.
Oh, I won't be seeing you for a while. Hey, enjoy it. I'll talk to you next week. Be safe, have fun, and I'll be following you on Twitter because I know you'll be dropping all the madness.
All right, holla.
That's my man, Terry Davis, Tri-State Defender. Always remember, if you like the Tigers, check out TD15 on Twitter. I promise you won't be disappointed. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 96.1, and, of course, MemphisFarmers.com on 87.7 FM.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
I'm here with outstanding team from Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway. They're online at lexusofmemphis.com. Brian, you can experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis this spring. Exactly how?
Thanks, Stats. We have our Invitation to Lexus sales event for the month of March. It's a great opportunity to lease a new car, to buy a new car, to buy a used car. We have our certified pre-owns going great this month. It's just a great month to buy a car.
2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. That's how they do it at Lexus of Memphis.
Hi folks, Jeff Jackson, General Manager at Sunrise Chevy with good news for car and truck buyers. With over 400 new cars and trucks in stock, ready for immediate delivery with discounts as high as $14,000. Immediate financing available with interest rates as low as 0%. A $6 million used car inventory with cars for every budget. A used car lot specializing in cars under $99.95. If you've been turned down at another dealer, see us at Sunrise. We specialize in financing, and Sunrise is the home of the guaranteed credit approval. Find new roads at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch in Collierville.
It's not too early to start planning for spring at Family Leisure. New pools are starting at $19.99, spas starting at $21.99, and swim spas now only $99.99. 5-piece patio furniture starts at only $799. Pool chemicals, toys, accessories, and more up to 20% off. Mention this ad, you'll get free delivery and 1 month of chemicals with your spa purchase. Start your spring planning now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main downtown is not your typical sports bar. The Vault does have 30 TVs, but there is more. Monday is steak night with $25 in-house smoked prime rib, ribeye, or filet. Tuesday is industry night and they're open late. Wednesday night is double the fun with poker night upstairs and ladies night downstairs. And Thursday, it's college night. There's always a great reason to go to the Vault with great game day specials and more great food from Chef Dirk Meitzler. The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main, your downtown place to eat, drink, and watch the game.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
You know I'm your pusher man. And all I want to do is push on the NCAA is they are third in defense. By the way, a top 5 defensive team has always made the tournament. Memphis Tigers would be the first in history. We're not going to let that happen. They're going to win a couple games here. Get 3, please. Get to that championship game. Get to the tournament.
But is that enough, the championship game?
I think if they get there, like you said, it'll get you in that magic number in the 40s with the RPI.
But again, What wins are you getting on the way there? You're getting Houston maybe one more time?
They would get Houston, yes.
Tulsa's not going to mean much.
Now, they're third ranked. I mean, they're third in that. Like, believe it or not, that's what's so crazy about this Tulsa team. As much as everybody makes fun of them, they're actually third in the American standings, and they had a chance to win the whole damn league.
I know, but these teams, like Tulsa, for example, I don't know where
that's
they're
why
at.
people laugh
They're
at
not,
it. Yeah.
They're not high enough in, like, net rankings.
Oh, I know.
All
I'm
the
with
other
you.
things where it's like that win wouldn't mean anything. Houston would mean something, but, again, Houston's what, an 8 or 9 seed maybe in the tournament?
It's look, if they just get in the tournament. This whole year has been painful, to be honest with you. And what's so weird is, Gabe, like, we are watching Tiger football elevate itself, and they've gone from Fuente to Norvell to now my man Silverfield, not nearly as known as Tubby Smith, Penny Hardaway. Passner wasn't known. Before that, John Calipari. You know what I'm saying? Like, Memphis is known as Hoop City and all this stuff. Like, it's just weird how Memphis basketball is here, Tiger football is here, but everybody's expectations when you talk to them on the street, they're still talking Tiger basketball like it's all the way up here.
And it should be, because you had a good recruiting class. And,
You did,
You
man.
have talent. But of the teams in the American Athletic Conference, the only team in the top 40, of course, is Houston. Sitting right outside is Wichita State. They handled them. I mean, they're capable of beating these teams, but on a consistent basis, it just becomes such it's hard for them to do.
Dude, speaking of hard, think about this. Dolly Parton wants to do Playboy again when she's 75. She says,
Save that for Hardwood.
baby.
Why'd you say that
because
now?
it just popped up on my little thing. That's the first time I've ever seen it. And I'm just got to say one thing. Did you, by any chance, you know the little Sunshine Show I like to watch on Sundays? Like, that's a cute little Sunday, like, make you feel good about your life, kind of a news story type. It's got my girl Jane Pauley. I love her. They give you all these, like, positive stories. She came on there, and they asked her, like, a little question, and you know what she said? I don't know. Can I say this? Yeah, I guess I can. They talked about how she's been married to this dude for so long, and he's like, he's like, that's the luckiest man in the world. And he goes, well, y'all need to tell him that, because he always says to me, whoever Jennifer Aniston's dating, that's the luckiest man in the world. And I'm sorry. That is just funny. Like, I thought that was a pretty good comeback. But I have a question for you. At 75, bro, is she going to have to be airbrushed like a mug? Man, that's crazy.
I'm staying away from that one.
By the way, I thought they quit putting people naked in Playboy.
I say there's only certain things, like, I was always taught, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it.
That wasn't mean. She said
No. I'm talking about what I would have to say about that.
Oh,
her going
it would
into
be-
Playboy, like, you're being a little too.
She's trying to say, hey, older women are still sexy, maybe.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. She's bringing older women sexy back. By the way, in Hardwood, I will mention the largest drug seizure in the world. Not in America. The largest single drug seizure happened in a place called, I don't even know how to, Myanmar or whatever. Myanmar. But anyway, when I tell you what they seized, y'all are going to know why these young folks like Gabe are crazy. No, I'm just kidding, Gabe. But man, what they seized kind of scares the bleep out of you. I will teach you so much. We will talk football. We got one of my favorite segments, and that is where Gabe takes over, and then I give you some Hardwood. The second segment, the second hour, it's going to be dope on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Listen up, Rebel fans. You can now listen to Rebel Yell Hotline on 87.7 FM or on the web each and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. If you can't listen to 87.7 FM, Sports 56 has made it possible to listen online each and every week. All you have to do is go to sports56whbq.com and click on the Rebel Yell Hotline banner to listen. That's Rebel Yell Hotline each and every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 87.7 FM or on the web at sports56whbq.com.
I'm here with the great Pat Donahue from the Rendezvous Restaurant Shipping Department.
Thanks, Brett. We've been shipping our ribs all over the country now for decades from our USDA-inspected shipping kitchen in the Pinch District. We hand-cook our ribs in pits that Mr. Charlie built over charcoal, just like they do at the restaurant.
So what comes in a rib box?
We could do pork shoulder, we could do ribs, our sauce, seasoning, baked beans, coleslaw. We'll even throw in Pancho's cheese dip with our nacho boxes. We also put a bag of Rendezvous seasoned popcorn, heating instructions, some chef hats, some wet naps, and some other helpful tips from our kitchen. We ship our ribs overnight, exclusively FedEx. And we put them in nice packaging. We don't ever want to use styrofoam, so we use corrugated cardboard, actually 2 boxes that fit nice together, so the ribs get to you, your loved ones, or your clients in a safe, wholesome manner. Rendezvous ribs are
1948.
Mid-South Power Distributors is your source for all things diesel. For more than 26 years, they've supplied all the diesel parts that you need. From simple repairs to complete overhauls, they have it all. Whether it's heavy, medium, light duty, agricultural, marine, or off-road, Mid-South Power is the leading source for all things diesel. Fuel injection, turbochargers, engine parts, alternators, starters, and brakes, they can supply all the parts and services you need. Stop in today at 3250 Mill Branch Road in Memphis or call 901-396-0710.
It's a March to remember at James Gaddis Jewelers. 20% off engagement rings, the March Birthstone Aquamarine, plus 20% off all blue topaz in stock. Tons of new jewelry have arrived, including a new line of colorful spring-like Miss Shoe jewelry. They can customize any jewelry, make it to your specifications, and if you like, provide a free 3D rendering of what it will look like in just 2 days. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar Avenue, online at gaddisjewelers.com. You can call them at 901-767-9648.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, theme dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1, and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now,
a man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Harden.
Yo, 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 it's Sports 56 Happy Hour with your buddy Johnny Radio. Y'all know Gabe Kuhn. Hopefully you're following me at Johnny_Radio, at G_Kuhn71. That's Kuhn. That's at G_KUHN71. That's my man Gabe. We're about to do a little straight no chaser. But before we do, I got to remind you, Hardenwood is also coming up. Dolly Parton wants to be in Playboy. I told you that there's been the largest drug bust in the world And when I tell you,
I have to step back real quick on Dolly. Look, I love the body positivity, but I think we're just being we think a little too highly of ourselves in that situation.
I feel you on that one.
That's all I'm going to say. I like Dolly. I really do.
She does, but I think also it's for her, it's more about, man, she likes money, yo. That woman just keeps making money, man. She's still performing. She's already rich. She just wants to keep on making that bank. You go, girl. But anyway, I wish I could make some bank. If anybody paid to see me naked, I'd do it. I only thing I can think of is maybe people pay to have me to put my clothes back on. If they do it, I'd do that too. Pay me. But anyway, in this segment, we're about to get ready to do a little straight no chaser. But before I do get into all that good stuff, I do want to tell y'all something very important. We have to talk realistically about some stuff that I think is insane. Me and Gabe aren't going to do it during this segment, but I will do it this week. I don't know if anybody's read the article by Vincent Frank, and it talks to me in a very scary role. It says, new head coach Matt Rule and the new organization over at Carolina, the way that they are doing things, they said that they are going to be more, they're going to care more about basically how much a player's worth and what you can get for him, et cetera, et cetera. And here's the exact quote. This is not a drill. The other option other than trading Cam Newton would be to trade McCaffrey before his value depreciates or a possible holdout occurs. A trade of a superstar like McCaffrey would demand high-value assets in return, like multiple first and second-round picks, among other considerations. This seems like a win-win because we get what we need before he starts to depreciate. You get Christian McCaffrey, homie, you don't get rid of Christian McCaffrey. Like,
and that's what I've always wondered with like NFL franchises, because they tend to do this where they get all they can. No, but they get all they can out of a player for 4 years and then think, okay, I can just go draft another one in the first round. You don't get Christian McCaffreys. You don't.
They do not grow on trees. That dude is
he
a
runs for
bad
1,000
man.
yards a year and catches for 1,000 yards a year. You don't find people like that. He's like the only person to ever do what he's doing right now. So I think when you get a guy like that, you should probably keep him. But hey, we'll see. I mean, like I get their thought process, but this is Christian McCaffrey we're talking about.
Well, you also have to remember you have Matt Rule, first NFL job. You have a new owner in David Tepper.
And they're not ready to win right this second.
No, they're not. They're not.
So that's their thought process.
You have two guys who are both fresh to the NFL. And again, you also have a guy who comes in and he also tells the coach, we are going to be one of the most analytical-based teams in the NFL. We're going to see how that works then. You know what? It'll be fun to watch. We'll see how it works out for David Tepper and, of course, Matt Rule over in Carolina. But it is about time to get to my straight no chaser. Before I do, though, I got to tell you, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses, guarantee you this. He closes in 5 days. He buys any house, any area, as is. Simple as that. You got 3 kids, a husband. Y'all both work 2 jobs. You're busy as Cooter Brown, but you are moving on up, and you need that extra bedroom because the 2 sisters are fighting all the damn time. I feel ya. Well, guess what? You found the house, but you got to sell your other house, the one you live in, before you move into the new house. It's been on the market for a couple months. Why? All you have to do is call 901-406-1101, close in 5 days. Bing, bang, boom. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. You can be in Southwind, Collierville, Germantown, North Mississippi, Midtown, North Memphis, South Memphis, downtown. You can be right over across there in Arkansas. I don't know. If you can hear my voice, let me tell you something. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Let's do straight no chaser.
Woo! Did you have a good weekend?
Man.
I should ask this like when we start the show.
You know what?
Was it solid? Was it okay even though the Tigers couldn't handle it?
I lost one game this weekend.
I didn't ask how you bet.
Well,
I just asked how was your weekend.
But that meant I had a good weekend, yeah. I played baseball. Sore as can be. My butt hurts and my leg hurt. I'm old. But I will tell you, though,
were you pitching or were you just throwing some?
Oh, we're just getting ready for the season.
Getting the bullpen?
Yeah, we're just doing getting things ready.
Gotcha.
But the thing that hurt me, I did a little parlay, 6-14-90, 1 point loss. That hurts. Only lost over the weekend.
Does. All right, let me start here. Some stuff came out today, so I have to get your thoughts on what the Cowboys need to do with Dak Prescott. What should they do? Should they franchise tag him? Should they sign him long term for probably what will be a top 5 quarterback contract? Or, again, franchise tag? What should they do with Dak Prescott?
In all honesty, get rid of him. I'm sorry.
This year, you let him walk this year.
No, here's what I go ahead and I just bring in Tom Brady, re-sign Amari Cooper. I don't have to pay $105 million guaranteed to Tom Brady, and I can go back into the draft next year and get somebody new. Trevor Lawrence, you got all kinds of guys. I know you're
unproven. And we have
to
to give Dak some credit. He's a very viable option at starting quarterback. I think he's one of the best 32.
But here's what I'm trying to say. I agree he's the best 132, but I don't think he's worth $105 million. I don't think Carson Wentz was worth $108 million. I don't think Jared Goff was worth $108 million. I'm trying to say, what happened when Jared Goff got paid? Rams went to the Super Bowl to absolute S. What's happened to the Philadelphia Eagles since Carson Wentz got paid? They went to the Super Bowl and won that joint. And now, guess what they've done? Gone to S. Why? Because all their money's locked up in a quarterback, and he ain't Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, and he sure as bleep ain't Patrick Mahomes. There's one quarterback that gets $100 million from me, and his name is Patrick Mahomes. No other quarterback. Right now, on the list of quarterbacks, there's only one guy that I think is worth that kind of money, because you have to fill out a whole damn team. And your quarterback, the only person who can put it on his shoulders and do it his damn self almost, it seems like, is my buddy Pat.
And let's be honest, we've seen teams be held hostage by their quarterback situation.
Correct.
You look at the Lions with Matt Stafford. As much as I think he deserved that contract, it's tough, and that's only $27 million that we're talking about. Now, I want to go through here. We have the top 10 highest-paid quarterbacks. At the top, Russell Wilson. This is on a per-year basis. $35 million a year. Then Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy G, and Matt Stafford. The money that Dak has been offered, supposedly this morning there was a report from Pro Football Talk and Mike Florio saying they have offered him $33 million per year. Mm-hmm. That would put him tied with Aaron Rodgers for a per-year salary.
But no,
and Jared
better.
Goff. And he'd be higher than Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, and Matt Stafford, and Jimmy G.
But see, this is the problem. Quarterbacks, this is where I think that Dallas needs to break the chain. Because the chain,
everyone's realizing the value has been overestimated greatly.
It's gotten absolutely damn ridiculous with what we give the quarterback compared to everybody else. I mean, are you kidding me? You got a great team, then you get lucky and you draft a good quarterback, and then all of a sudden you got a great team for 1 year, and then you pay him, and your team's S for the next 10 years. Yay, because he's so good, you'll have a lot of people watching. You'll win a couple games. You might get some guys to come over to help pad their stats to get to the next level or want to win or whatever. But again, the highest paid quarterback per year, how many times has he won the Super Bowl?
Once.
Think about that. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
And he would be making $1 million less than Big Ben, who is a Super Bowl winner as well. So that's it, $33 million. Would you pay it?
No, I will not. I would not pay it. And again, and the only reason, and has to do, I wouldn't have paid, again, Carson Wentz. Y'all have to break the chain, and I'm talking to NFL general managers. You cannot just say, well, he got 105, so he's going to have to get 108.
And not to mention, they just paid Zeke Elliott, and they just paid everybody on defense, and they paid their old line. Where is this money coming from, and why you're throwing it around?
Amari Cooper left to play.
Yeah, you're throwing it around willy-nilly. At some point, you're going to have to think about what you're spending. But they have offered him, per reports, $33 million a year. Now, we talked about this UFC fight this week about Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero. Now, did you get to catch it? Did you get to catch it first?
See, okay, let me tell you a little secret. See, y'all know about me. Y'all know I'm my girlfriend said I was a sexist. I said, no, I'm not a sexist. I am a father of 2 daughters. And I just
was
could
this
not
about our
let it.
conversation about the women fighting
Yes.
last week?
Yes,
Okay,
it was.
I disagreed with you wholeheartedly.
You all and
Now-
most people do.
Now,
I'm not going to say
did you
that.
get to see any of the card?
I will tell you. After
UFC 248.
I saw all the highlights, but you made me vomit when you sent me Megamind. A picture of Megamind after she got beat up in the greatest fight possibly ever. Gabe's got some numbers that are going to mess your head up. I'm very impressed.
So
go ahead. In all honesty, the girls' fight was better than the
Oh
the
my
men's
God!
fight.
It was Zhang Wei Li and Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Okay,
And they were bad to the bone.
They have an instant classic that they went for this weekend. It was 2 championship fights. It was Jędrzejczyk versus Wei Li, and it was Adesanya versus Romero. Everyone was talking about Adesanya versus Romero, how it was going to be such this great fight. Adesanya obviously
He won.
was a former dancer. He ended up winning. It was a very, very actionless fight. Nothing really going on.
Do you
Neither
think
guy
he comes
even
out to Dancing Queen? Dancing
neither guy
Queen.
even got roughed up, even remotely. I just want to give you some fight stats from that fight. Adesanya threw 132 strikes and he landed 48 of them. Yoel Romero,
Sounds kinda
89 strikes, landed 40 of them. Okay, combined they threw 221 strikes.
That's weak
in
sauce.
5 rounds. In 5 rounds, Adesanya won. Now, Zhang Wei Li versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Megamind.
Literally, it's a straw weight bout, championship fight, so it was 5 rounds, just like Adesanya versus Romero. These 2 women combined to throw 783 strikes. They landed 366. This came down
Just think about what you just said.
783 thrown strikes compared to Adesanya and Romero at 221.
They didn't get to 100 landed strikes. They landed 366 blows.
Listen. They landed 366. Adesanya and Romero only combined for 88 landed blows. 88. Wow. That's it. But anyway, Zhang Wei Li ended up winning this fight by split decision over Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and she looked, like John said, like Megamind. She had a big hematoma on her forehead, which is when blood sort of rushes into a spot that's been hit a lot, and it's sort of like a huge bruise, but it swelled up to the point where she was unrecognizable at the end of the fight. She had to go to the hospital after to deal with all that. But this card surprised the hell out of me in the fact that the main fight was a joke, and these women, it just happens to be the week of our argument about women fighting in the UFC.
I know.
Have an instant classic. This one's going to
The
go down
best
in the
ever.
UFC Hall of
Yeah.
Fame. One of the best fights I've ever seen in the UFC. If you got to see it,
But this
that's
is
awesome.
the problem. This is where it's interesting. This is what I want to ask. Now, is it because I'm scarred because what I went and saw at Minglewood? Like, I saw a girl get beat up so bad at Minglewood. Like, I just wanted to go get in the ring and, like, help her. Like, I was like, stop these girls from beating each other. I mean, it was so bad. Like, this girl was just,
Was it a boxing match or a
no,
MMA?
it was MMA, man. And the girl wasn't quitting, and team wasn't throwing in, and she wouldn't tap or whatever. So she just kept pounding, like blood's flying everywhere. I literally was like, oh my God. And I took off and I went.
Oh, you would have lost it watching this one.
So
then.
watching, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And I don't know why, and I guess it's because maybe it's just the way I just am not conditioned to see women do that to
Not
each
so
other.
forward. Not so forward. A little less forward thinking in that aspect, huh?
Just
a little less forward
I'm
thinking.
not that. I think I'm a
But
forward thinker.
either
but
way,
not there.
shout out to Joanna
Congratulations.
Jędrzejczyk and Zhang Wei Li.
By the
that
way,
was
they both deserve the championship.
That was absolutely incredible, and I don't know if we're gonna this year. We're talking about we're in March right now. I don't think this year we'll have another fight like that.
Hey, last but not least,
Now.
I want to ask you this one quick question though.
Go ahead.
Do you think that Megamind will ever get a date?
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Dude, the thing's ever going to
Not
go back
like
to normal?
that. She'll get it swelling down.
You
It's
think
not like
it'll
that
go
thing's just
down?
gonna. Yes, yes, man.
I don't
And
know.
I would suspect that they're gonna get a rematch here soon. I would suspect that they're gonna rematch
Neither
really
one of
soon.
them won either one of them. That was like both of them left.
Oh,
the
I
fight,
mean,
like,
when they announced that Zhang Wei Li won the
she
fight,
could barely like lift over her
no,
arm
but
to have a
no,
chance.
they said they announced her as the winner, and Joanna Jędrzejczyk literally started cheering as well because she said that was just that fight They have serious mutual respect for each other. Wow. Now, last one here. I want to ask you something, man.
Ask.
Is Luke Walton a good coach, or do you think he's horrible?
Wow, that was a very interesting question. He filled in for Steve Kerr with the greatest team in the world. Went
Whatever.
22-0,
Okay, I just want to ask.
And that turned everybody on.
Okay.
Then he goes to L.A. LeBron
Flop.
didn't want none of that. Flop. But I will say, I think Luke Walton, with his father, as intelligent of a person as he is, the teams that he played on, I think he would be a good coach. I just think there's a certain thing. There's a natural progression. He's 39 damn years old. You made him the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers after he won. I could have won. You know, I would have won every game with the Golden State Warriors too. You know, I would have. You made me. I would have been out like, yo, Steph, yo, KD, we're gonna drop 160 tonight, baby. Man, that's all you had to do is just show up and be on like your name on the dead gum paper, put in a starting lineup, whatever.
So the Kings were a winning team last year with Dave Yeager. I just want to point that out.
They were.
He takes over. They're now 28-36. Now, last night they played the Raptors, okay, and they were down 116-113. And he did not have Buddy Hield.
On the court, I heard
Buddy
about that.
Hield, the three-point champion, on the court, scores right around 15 to 20 points a game.
That's a good point.
One of the best three-point shooters in the league, if not the best. Down by 3 against Toronto doesn't bring him out. So there's this guy you hear on the broadcast, directly on the broadcast, screaming at the top of his lungs. The mic caught it perfectly.
Luke,
you're an idiot. You have the three-point champ. Play him. Where's Buddy? Where's Buddy? You're an idiot. And I'm going to be honest. I kind of agree with the guy. Like, if you don't have the three-point champion on the court, you kind of are an idiot. I think the assistant coaches need to step up and say, put this guy on the court. We're down by 3. He's the best three-point shooter on this team.
This is what I was trying to say. I knew this is where you were going, so I wasn't going to bring it out. I knew you were going there, but this does, I think, kind of encapsulate my argument. Do I think Luke's an actual idiot? No. Do I think he knows basketball? Yes. What I think, though, is he's 39 years old and he hasn't spent enough time on the bench to be able to make those decisions.
That's an easy decision, though.
No, I agree.
That is an easy decision.
He's obviously he's overthinking things. Obviously, he's fighting for that 8th seed and he's overthinking things. He is in a position. I don't understand why they took out Dave Yeager to bring in Luke Walton anyway, to be honest with you. Again, Luke Walton, if he's going to be on my bench as an assistant coach, hell yeah, I want some Luke Walton. But to be the head guy, again, anybody can win with Golden State that year. Those teams, anybody could have filled in for a Steve Kerr who had the bad back and couldn't get out of the hospital and was sick. I mean, come on.
It's just disappointing when you're in a fight for the playoffs. You're the team directly behind the team in the 8th spot, which is the Grizzlies, and you can't even have the wherewithal to put your best three-point shooter in when you're in a three-point game. I think that's an inexcusable error, and that sort of proves a lot about where he is as a coach, and I kind of agree. It may have to do with some youth. It may have to do with the fact that he got overrated in the beginning, but that is really inexcusable. You talk about overthinking it. I think you could underthink or overthink, and you still come to the realization that you need to have Buddy Hield in that game at that time.
Damn straight. But again, I'm always going to go back with this. Yes, some people mature a little bit earlier than others. Luke Walton is a mature guy. But again, 39 years old, and he's the head of an organization, trying to take these guys to the postseason. And when you make some decisions that he's made, and this is not the first stupid decision that Luke has actually made this year, which kind of does make it sad, but it is kind of funny. It's like the guy, you did mention it right. That might have been the best audio I've ever heard, because did they have the mic directly for him? That was perfect.
Oh, he must have been right courtside and just absolutely screaming at the top of his lungs.
It was awesome.
And you could hear it perfectly.
And I know you have to know that Luke walked right back there and knew that was going to be the first question from a reporter. I mean, that was just pitiful. That was pitiful. But you got no more questions?
That's it.
Good, because we're getting ready for some serious hardwood, and we got the largest drug bust in the history of the world. By the way, But this is something that just want you to also know. Little sidebar. Do you know that they think there's as many as 44 narco subs in the oceans?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drug dealers are getting very sophisticated.
Yeah, they are.
They got submarines
Submarines.
now, yo.
Are these like the good submarines? Or these
Well, they're
like the
buying
old
it. They're like
school?
pretty good submarines. Obviously, if they're like going from Colombia all the way to like Australia or Colombia to like Kiev or wherever.
And I need to give y'all a coronavirus update on the other side as well. In Hollywood.
We're gonna make fun of some few things on the on that and more. But you know what? We got so much to talk about. The one thing that you have to do is keep it locked and loaded right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurts. Weekdays from 7 to 10. Only on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Benswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Benswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Benswanger Glass in Midtown, located at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit their website, benswangerglass.com. Benswanger Glass. Stop waiting and start off-road living in a Can-Am today. The Spring Fever event is now on at Olive Branch Motorsports. Take on every task, trail, and terrain in a Can-Am off-road vehicle that will easily handle anything that comes your way. And for a limited time, get up to $2,500 off on select 2019 models, making it easier than ever to go out and play. Visit Olive Branch Motorsports now at 5656 Goodman Road or online at obmotorcycleatv.com.
Make your day smoking with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ceramic never rusts, and the easy, accurate temperature control gives you the greatest range of any grill. Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg. Available at these nearby locations: Hamilton Fireplace Shop, 4462 Summer Avenue; Germantown Hardware Company, 2083 South Germantown Road; Garden Spas and Pool, 9393 Poplar Avenue; and East Memphis Ace Hardware, 5143 Quince Road.
I'm Dr. George Flynn. As a physician and president of Flynn Broadcasting Company, I want to assure you that this Flynn Broadcasting station will keep you totally updated on breaking news or changes in the coronavirus situation. There's some easy steps you can take right now to begin to prepare you in a relaxed manner. Stock up on any household items you might need for fever reduction, such as aspirin, acetaminophen, or ibuprofen. Stock up on food and disposable items just like you might take on a 10-day vacation. This way, even in the unlikely possibility you're quarantined, it'll only be a minor inconvenience. There's absolutely no reason to panic and certainly no reason to try any unproven treatments or medicines. We'll keep you updated with true, proven medical facts so that you can live with minimal disruption in your life, whether it's at work, at school, or at home. I'm Dr. George Flynn, thanking you for being a stable, positive influence in our community, and stay informed through Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar? Your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
I love Big Woolly Mammoth. Cervezas. But man, how long has it been since you've had a Corona? Probably just ain't going up.
Hey man, didn't I see you order a Corona recently?
I don't think so.
At a timeout. No. I saw you order a Corona.
Wait, did I?
I could have sworn you ordered a Corona.
I mean, yeah, we always are at that little
spot.
The little spot down there, and they have Corona. So
yeah.
Maybe I did. Yeah, I think I was trying to give help.
Yeah.
Remember, I think I was.
Yeah, you're trying to help
I was like, I felt
their
so
stock.
bad. They're like 38% of their stock is shot. But anyway, we got so much to go with on Sports 56 Happy Hour. This is my favorite segment of the day. We're going to go to Hardwood. We have an XFL story. We have a Barbie story. We have a beer snake. We have PJ Walker. We have so much stuff, and we have updates from my man Gabe, who's going to either.
I'm going to open with it because I don't want no hysteria. We don't need hysteria.
You want to do this before the music even?
I don't know, man. What do you think?
No, we'll just do it right in a little bit of Hardwood. But before we do the Hardwood, I do want to remind you one simple thing. You don't have to worry about anything when you go down to Central Barbecue except for having enough room in your stomach for dessert. Because you want some of that banana pudding. Because when you get the ribs or the pulled shoulder or you get the chicken or turkey or whatever you get the chicken wings, whatever you get, it's so good. You're going to eat all of it. The barbecue nachos, but you always want to save a little room for some banana pudding, or you can be like me and just be a fat boy and get a quart every single Friday and eat it for breakfast. By the way, I still have not been able to stop that, and I keep saying I'm going to do it next week. And I just realized something. I'm not ever going to stop doing that. I'm going to have to start working out.
It's good for the soul, man.
It is too good. And by the way, I love eating breakfast on Saturdays and Sundays, and the only days that I eat breakfast is Saturday and Sunday, and it's always their banana pudding. There's nothing better for breakfast than Central Barbecue's banana pudding. Also for dessert, and plus it's the best barbecue in the world. 4 locations downtown, Central, Summer, the new one on Poplar, and the cool thing is you can go to eatcbq.com, ship their amazing barbecue anywhere in the good old US of A. Check out Central Barbecue. I promise you, you will not be disappointed, just like you won't be disappointed because we're about to give you some Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
So I wanted to wait for the music because I feel like the music adds a little extra, like, okay,
relaxing.
Relax. Yeah, relax.
A little bit,
okay,
let me chill.
But I'm going to bring a serious update here. Shelby County has confirmed a case of coronavirus in the county. So it is here in Memphis. The patient recently traveled out of state, and they do not believe there's a risk for the public at large, is what the health department said. But this patient is being held at Baptist Memorial Hospital, supposedly in good condition, in an air-pressurized, quarantined room. But I just don't want to cause mad hysteria. So if you haven't been washing your hands, 1, you're nasty. 2, start washing your hands, please, because this thing could get out of hand if we don't take care of it correctly.
Well, at least the people I hang out with, do y'all want to know what the biggest discussion of the week was? It's been a decades-old debate with equally, basically stubborn proponents on both sides, I would say. And if you like one versus the other, I'm more of a I don't care guy. I like them both because I'm like that guy. I like to try different things. When I go to the ice cream store, I don't get the same flavor ice cream every time. I get different flavors. So Baskin Robbins, I've tried all the flavors. So let's just say that we had a dank shop up in here in Memphis. If I went in there, I'm going to try all the flavors. Now, this has gotten very serious. Do you know what decades-old debate I'm even talking about, Mr. Coon?
Sure don't. Tell me.
Should you grow, will you yield a better product whether you grow it indoor or outdoor. Should cannabis be grown indoor or outdoor if you have the option of having...
I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like indoor obviously would probably yield you the best results, right? Because you can control the room, you can control the situation it's in, and you can take care of it better. Whereas outdoor, I guess it would be more natural, right? But you're not controlling the parts of it that you should be able to control if it was indoor. What do you think?
It is very difficult because, like, if you go to Humboldt or Mendocino County, the Emerald Triangle out in California, I want outdoor. They grow the best pot, the soil. It's just, let's be real. Like,
It's more rich.
And plus,
but theoretically, you could get that soil indoors.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And this is where what I'm trying to also say. This is another part of the debate. Like, when you bring it indoors, it actually costs a heck of a lot more money for you to produce the product. You have to use, lighting. There's, temperature gauge. Like, there's a lot more effort. If you live in the Emerald Triangle, you just literally go out there and throw some seeds, baby, and you know what you got? Some sticky, icky, and it's really, really good. So I guess I'm more of the natural type predator.
I've got the stickiest of the icky, Charlie Murphy.
The only bad thing is, believe it or not, ladybugs are actually one of the things that love to eat marijuana. And I love ladybugs.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's things you'd have to do. You'd probably have to put some pesticides on your product,
luckily they
right?
were saying, well, see, the pros of outdoor is it says the only natural predator is the ladybug. Or they have this thing called pest mites, but it says it's very easy to stave them off your crop or whatever. Again, the cons of, the indoor, can't believe I'm talking about this on this show. Again,
I can believe 100% that you're talking about this on this show. This is not a surprise.
Water, the amount of water you use, the amount of sun, and again, it costs, they say, 3 times the amount of money to produce the product, whether it was indoor or outdoor. So cost is also another issue. But I just wanted to bring that up since everybody's out there having the debate. Go ahead and join in at 67129. Are you an indoor or outdoor guy? Just kind of wondering.
Now that is the best text question I think I've heard this year.
Indoor, outdoor.
Well done.
67129.
Well done, sir.
129. Now I got to make you kind of laugh a little bit, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. Cowboys. I wanted to bring this up. This was just released. They have offered, according to Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News, they just said, bleep it. We'll give you $105 million guaranteed. Blah blah blah. That's $33 million a year. Again, that's more than Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson.
The guaranteed money.
No,
the
yeah,
per year. Aaron Rodgers tied Russell Wilson's higher.
Yeah, Russell Wilson has what, 140?
Russell
guaranteed?
Wilson is he's $35 million a year, but his guarantee is actually lower than Jared Goff's was. So I think he's right around $100 million guaranteed, whereas Jared Goff was about $110 guaranteed. But Russell Wilson is the highest paid per year quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, yeah, I got it. You're right, $107 million guaranteed. Anyway, point. There's all kinds of things that we can talk about, like $33 million a year for Dak Prescott. I don't know how to say this. What the hell are you talking about? Like, look at Patrick Mahomes. Look at Jared Goff. Look why the Patriots were so good for so many years. When did Tom Brady ever make $30 million a year in his career? I'm waiting. I'm still waiting. Okay. Oh, he took a team discount, $20 million a year because his wife is so rich. Yeah, he also was able to play a hell of a lot longer because they were able to invest money in a great offensive line to protect him. They got wideouts for him. They got a good defense. They were always able to get him rings. And by the way, people also forget that. We talk about all this guaranteed money. I did want to bring this up real quick, and that's why I brought this up. Do y'all realize how much money there is? How much people get paid for playing in the Super Bowl and stuff? Do you?
Oh, they're you know, the what do you call it? The bonuses.
Yeah,
bonuses are huge for
the winner
the
for each. So when you play in the playoff games, like the divisional round or whatever, Winner 56,000, loser 31,000. That continues. The loser always gets 31,000, but it goes up from 56 all the way up to the Super Bowl, 87,000 per player. Those aren't bad checks for each game. Those are your bonuses.
Here's my
Plus,
question.
I was gonna say, players also have in their contracts bonuses if they make it to the Super Bowl or other things like that, where they get. I mean, there's like the team last year. They had 14 players. Collect over 118,000 was the cheapest, and the most was 500,000. That's not bad. That's about
here's the question:
$1.1 million bonuses.
Do you think he deserves as much money or more than Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Jimmy G, and Matt Stafford? Tell me. Do you think he deserves more or as much as those quarterbacks? Because if he gets paid $33 million a year, he will be paid on the same platform as Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, do you think they're on the same level?
Hell no. But it's also stupid to me, too. Like Kirk Cousins, this stupid idiot, he was making so much money. Why'd you go and give Kirk Cousins so much money?
Well, that was a dumb contract. I think we can all agree on that.
Marcus Mariota with Tennessee, that was a dumb contract, too. $20.9 million. Watch him sit on the bench last year. Derek Carr, you're paying him $19 million per year for what? Joe Flacco with Denver, $18.5. Jimmy G is making, like, cheap money.
The conversation, the reason that these guys here on the top 10 list made this money is because they at least had a Super Bowl appearance. You talk about Jared Goff. Obviously, Carson Wentz not a Super Bowl appearance, but he did play a lot of the part in them winning that Super Bowl that year over the Patriots. Matt Ryan, a Super Bowl appearance. Jimmy G, a Super Bowl appearance. So this is the reason these guys got paid the type of money they did.
And by the way, Tom Brady made $14 million last year. And again, if I got Amari Cooper, I got to pay. I got Zeke, I've paid. I got Tyron Smith, I've paid. I paid Rob Frederickson.
Lyle Collins.
Played everybody and their grandmother.
Jalen Smith,
defense,
Leighton Vander Esch.
Like, you got so many people to pay, and you were
Amari
getting a break.
Cooper.
You were getting a break from your quarterback. You could still get a break from Tom Brady, and you can go out there and get you another quarterback that you can develop behind Tom Brady for cheap, and have all these people around him. You're still a run-based team. Hand the ball to Zeke. And look, hey, people are talking about tanking for Trevor. There's some good quarterbacks that are going to be out there next year. Justin Fields.
Here's the thing. Their team's built to win now. So
yes.
I think Dak gives them a chance to win. Don't get it twisted. I think you're going to have to pay Dak or say Tom Brady, if you were to bring him in, you're going to have to pay them the same amount of money. Say you franchise Dak. That's the same amount of money.
1 year, no, but like
it's in the upper 20s.
No, they're not going to guarantee $105 million.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. But
saying.
But the overall idea of this is they think that if he doesn't accept this contract, they're going to franchise tag him for a year and then see what happens at the end of the year. You franchise tag him for a year, you will pay him in the upper 20s for 1 year,
okay, well, here's
and
what
then he moves on.
If they franchise him, because the amount of franchise, they said there was no way they can get Amari Cooper's deal done. The Dallas team is dead without Amari Cooper. Who the hell is he going to throw the ball to?
There's a reason they got him.
So this is what I'm trying to say is they can't, like, I listened to him this morning on ESPN, what's his name, Adam Schefter say, for all the people who keep saying, franchise tag and franchise, no, they can't do it because the franchise number will be too much to also then pay Amari Cooper. They have to actually, because they can restructure it where if you're paying him $105 guaranteed, he can make so much in a bonus, less in his yearly salary, so it won't hit against their yearly whatever. You know how they
locked up. Here's the thing.
Stuff.
They've locked up Zeke Elliott for $90 million. They've locked up Tyron Smith. They've locked up Lyle Collins. They've locked up Jalen Smith for all this money. I don't think anything above what they're offering right now would even be possibly financially viable down the road for them. They have spent so much money, and they have a small window where they can win. So I'm curious how this is going to shake out. But this $33 million seems like a whole lot for Dak Prescott.
I think it's way too much for Dak Prescott. And didn't Dak Prescott every now, like the last 2 years, have an opportunity in the last week to take them to the playoffs? And didn't he fail both times? How many times Tom Brady failed?
Can I be fair, though? I do think I want to see Dak outside of Jason Garrett and see what he can do without Jason Garrett sort of with his hands all over that offense and see what him, Mike McCarthy, and
wouldn't that then be kind
good
of
old Kellen Moore can do?
Team? I don't think because of Jerry, I think because Jerry is there, it's never going to change. You know what I mean by that? Like, Dak goes out there and throws, what was it in the meaningless game against the, the Redskins, goes out and throws like 4 touchdowns, but that was a meaningless game. And then the week before that, it was week 16, and I think they played deadgum.
They couldn't beat
the Eagles.
The problem is
it was the Eagles.
They couldn't beat the Eagles in a do-or-die game.
Good gosh, the Eagles. They gave up 10 in the first. They gave up only a touchdown in the third and fourth. They lost 17-9. They kicked 3 field goals. My man goes out, scores 47 against Washington, throws 4 touchdown passes against the crummy teams when you need him the most. Dak Prescott threw 265 yards, 44 attempts, 0 touchdowns. And a couple picks.
I will say this. You're going to have to take into consideration your new coach is Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy has come out and been overwhelmingly positive about what he thinks about Dak Prescott. So that's going to have to come into consideration when you're thinking about this contract and whether you want him long term.
Well, Dak is going to have to think about if he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy and accept either the $105 million and stop fighting over $3 to $4 million. I mean, it's just kind of it's a little bit pointless. And again, I'm so sorry. I just don't think Dak Prescott, and all of y'all who want to argue with me or disagree, I don't think Carson Wentz is worth it. I don't think Jared Goff is worth it. Just because you're the next guy up doesn't mean you're damn worth it. Period. And that's the way they pay quarterbacks. They don't do that with defensive ends, offensive tackles, centers, running backs. They don't do it with anybody else, but they sure mess up everybody when it comes to this. Now, I got to bring this up real quick because I forgot. I got on that way too long. The largest drug bust ever in the world is funny, but first I got to say, did y'all know this? Do you know what came out on this day in 1959 and more than 1 billion have been sold? What do you think has come out? Came out in 1959 and over 1 billion of them have been sold. It's a female. Barbie came out in 1950. How come I never thought of that? Sold over 1 billion of those jokers? Man, whoever owns Barbie, you rich, yo. Congrats. Congratulations on over 1 billion sold. But it reminds me of P.J. Walker tearing it up. Seattle went out there to check him up. I think he'd be a great backup for Russell. But if I'm talking about XFL, I got to talk about the beer snake. What was more impressive, P.J. Walker this year, or the longest beer snake I've ever seen in my life?
By far. Beer snake by far. That is impressive. And to get all the fans on the same page.
Dude, that was honestly one of the coolest things I have ever seen in my entire life. You might laugh and say, John, look, I told you, I grew up in the days when you had the Playboys and penthouses buried in a Ziploc baggie in your forts. And man, I'm an old guy. I said it was the coolest thing. That's a little hyperbole. But I will say this. I got excited, and I will have to say it was a lot better than anything that was going on in the game because that was kind of a boring football game.
15-6. The DC Defenders beat my St. Louis Battlehawks.
So they're 5-0?
No, they're not 5-0.
No.
I think they're
DC,
3-2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. I was thinking
something
the other
like
team.
that.
Yeah, they're pretty
Battlehawks
good.
are 3-2, I believe, as well.
But P.J. Walker, he's never lost.
P.J. Walker?
Is he undefeated, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he's 5-0. He's a bad man.
Threw for 350-some-odd yards this weekend.
And
with the Seahawks watching.
Do you think he goes to Seattle?
I think that's a really good situation. He could be a really good backup and fit into what they want to do with Russell Wilson. I mean, he's probably the poor man's version of Russell Wilson.
Like it. I love it. I want more of it. Now, you want to hear about the largest drug bust and you want my picks? I was 5-0 last week. I'll keep them coming. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Mid-South Power Distributors is your source for all things diesel. Their newly renovated drive-in repair shop is open to the public. Whether it'll be your everyday driver, farm equipment, fleet vehicle, or heavy-duty truck, their ASE-certified technicians will get you back on the road. The on-site dyno is ready to run all the necessary diagnostic testing. From preventative maintenance to complete overhauls, Mid-South Power can handle it all. Stop in today at 3288 Mill Branch Road or call 901-396-0710 and online at mid-southpower.com. Listen up, Rebel fans. You can now listen to Rebel Yell Hotline on 87.7 FM or on the web each and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. If you can't listen to 87.7 FM, Sports 56 has made it possible to listen online each and every week. All you have to do is go to sports56whbq.com and click on the Rebel Yell Hotline banner to listen. That's Rebel Yell Hotline each and every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 87.7 FM or on the web at sports56whbq.com.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. The East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
It's a march to remember at James Gaddis Jewelers. They will buy your gold and silver. You can bring in your outdated jewelry for a whole new look. They have showcase gifts under $250 and Ronaldo bracelets from $50 to $350. They also have a beautiful estate collection picked by James. Pearls, rubies, emeralds, sapphires, and of course diamonds. Plus watches of all types, including new and pre-owned Rolexes. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar Avenue, online at gaddisjewelers.com. You can call them at 901-767-9648.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Pull up a seat and grab a drink. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Let's go! This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. Nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio, and it's, well, basically Sports 56 Happy Hour with Gabe Kuhn, Johnny Radio, and all of you out there, and it's the segment after Hardwood. And by the way, Hardwood is my favorite segment, but this segment is where you make all your money. Last week, 5-0. How you like me now? I got to say, I got another one, and this is a very weird one because you're going to look at this one, and you're going to be like, wait. BYU's 14th in the country, John. They're only getting 4 points. It's the West Coast Conference semifinal. Well, let me tell you a little secret. Jordan Ford plays for St. Mary's, and you cannot stop him, and BYU will not stop him tonight. BYU is that team, in my opinion, that just goes out there. They score like 80 points a game. They're pretty dead-gum good, but they give up 69 points a game. Not a bad number, but not the greatest. Now, my St. Mary's team scores 67 points a game while giving up 66 points a game. A little bit better on defense. Field goal percentage is a little bit lower, but here's the key. St. Mary's has BYU's number, and BYU stinks for some reason in the postseason. And until they get over that hurdle, I will go against them, especially this time of the year. St. Mary's will play Gonzaga in the finals. The Zags will win as always, but don't think BYU sneaking in this year. And you take the 4 points, especially since everybody and their grandmother's taking the 14th ranked Cougars, BYU, and they're laying the 4. Sorry, they might win. I don't think so, but it ain't going to be by 4 points or more. Take the Gales. Now, also got to tell y'all about a drug bust. But before I tell you about the drug bust, I got to tell you one thing that's very important. You don't want to look like a buster. Head to Frontier Western Store at 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. I'm going to tell you a little secret. Everybody knows about the large boots, square toe, round toe. But did you know they have the best jeans you've ever seen? Like they have Ariat. I mean, they have so many different brands and styles. Like you can try them on when you go down there, or you can go online and look at them. They also have them priced right. I'm telling you, they have children's boots. They have a ladies' boot showroom. They're open 9 to 7 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 6 on Sunday. They're right there in Olive Branch, close to everybody. But anybody can go to FrontierWesternStore.com. And if you go online, that's 24/7, 365. They ship it. They ship your orders within 24 hours. How nice is that? But the cool thing is when you go to FrontierWesternStore.com, you can navigate by sale items, shop by brand, jeans, boots, kids, women's, men's. Go wherever. It's the easiest way to shop. It is safe. It's an HTTPS, that's security website, so you know you are safe. Frontier Western Store and FrontierWesternStore.com. Check them out. You will not look buddy. By the way, speaking of buzz, this is Busted. You might have you ever seen that show Busted or whatever? Do you know what I'm talking about? There used to be a show back in the day where like cheaters would get busted and this guy would come out and they'd be like, "What are you doing?" And the girlfriend, the dude be on a date with another woman. "Oh, I'm interviewing at 11 o'clock at a shake joint." Sure, whatever. But anyway, there's a lot of stupid things that we've heard. And then there's some stupid things that I've read. And then I just want to know which person is dead. And what I'm trying to say is, listen to what happened I don't even know what this place is. It's called Myanmar, whatever. The largest drug bust ever. Largest drug bust ever. Let me try to explain to you. They're saying that they had more meth, heroin, MDMA. We're talking about 150 pills. We're talking about more kilos or whatever. Again, what I'm trying to say is it was an entire, the whole cargo ship was just full of drugs. And it's not like they had one drug. It was literally like a mixed bag of, hey, we're going to
smorgasbord.
It was a smorgasbord, all in different color baggies. You have to go look it up. It is. I will retweet it out here right after the show. But again, it is absolutely hilarious. It's not funny in the fact I hope nobody actually does lose their life. But, bro, who has enough to ship that many drugs on one boat to one place? It was going to Australia. Maybe they get down in Australia. We're getting down on sports time. Whatever you do, get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace!
Tiger Hoops fans have something extra to look forward to this coming March. Not only is it tournament time, but it's the